I went to Serbia because I wanted to meet a really beautiful Serbian woman. And I did. She was a nurse, and she held a thermometer out in front of her. A lot of people think that the worst part of my trip was the actual surgery itself, but it was the ass thermometer. So my name is Davian Hart. I'm from Kitchener, Ontario. I've moved 20 times, so I am no stranger to travel, and that is why I decided I was going to go to Europe alone for a whole month. Ever since I saw Europe on the map when I was 5 or 6, I always wanted to go, and the timing or the money, one of them, they never lined up, and so when they finally did, I decided I had to take the chance to go. So I visited 8 countries in 33 days. So the reason why I went to Serbia is because I think Serbian girls are very pretty, and I like Serbian culture. I think it's really fascinating. And so I went, and on my first day there, I visited Kalemegdan in Belgrade, which is where I spent all of my time while I was in Serbia. And while I was there, I had this massive breakfast, and it was only $3. And I thought, $3, like that's it, I'm moving to Serbia. And then the next day, I had horrible stomach pain. And I figured that it was probably the $3 breakfast, and it was probably just food poisoning. So I decided I was just going to sleep it off, and I would be fine the next day. So I woke up the next day, and I couldn't get out of bed because I was in so much pain. And I went to the hospital, and I had an ultrasound, and the doctor told me in a very thick Serbian accent that your appendix need to come out yesterday. So that's when I knew that it wasn't food poisoning. Apparently, when you have acute appendicitis, your internal body temperature rises. I went to Serbia because I wanted to meet a really beautiful Serbian woman. And I did. She was a nurse, and she held a thermometer out in front of her. And I said, oh, and I just opened my mouth, ready for her to take my reading. And she said, no, this one we take rectally. And I said, excuse me? And she said, no, it's fine, don't worry. I've done this a million times. You can just lie down, pull down your pants, and relax. And I thought, yeah, relax. That's what I'll do. A beautiful Serbian nurse wants to put a thermometer up my butt, and I'll just relax. And so I went 6 hours as directed without anything to drink or eat, and they started prepping me for surgery. And then they lied me down on the bed. They wheeled into the operating room and told me to count down from 10, and I think I made it to 8, and I was completely knocked out. And I woke up because I was in shock, just sobbing and looking at the nurses, asking them what was going on. They looked at me like they had no idea what I was saying, which I later found out they didn't because only the doctors spoke any English. Unfortunately, I had to cancel my trip to Santorini in Greece, so that was devastating. I almost didn't get travel insurance. I never get sick. And of course, in the worst possible place, I end up getting sick and having to have surgery. So if I hadn't paid that small $180 fee, I would have been $6,500 down the hole. So I'm really glad that I took the advice that any seasoned traveler would give you that I almost completely disregarded because I didn't want to spend $180.